please allow me to introduce our three panelists. On my right, we have Dr. Ahmad Raphael, Nobel Peace Prize winner physicist, currently working with SpaceX.
Thank you.
And on my left, we have Dr. Aris, Head of Biomedical Engineering at University of Cambridge. And also we have Dr. Joel Wong, Head of Aerospace Engineering at MIT. So the topic for our forum today is I Believe I Can Fly, where we'll be exploring the possibilities of humans taking flight naturally. It is commonly known that humans are flightless mammals. However, we want to discuss whether with modern day advances and cutting edge technology, would it be possible for humans to ever take flight without the aid of machinery? So to understand what characteristics humans need to take flight, we should first compare the different flight mechanisms in natural and artificial flyers. I would like to invite Dr. Aris to start off today's conversation.
Thank you, Joanne. Before I start, I would like to first say that natural flyers are creatures such as birds, eagles, owls, and much more, while artificial flyers refers to methods of flying with the help of technological advances currently present in this day and age. In this discussion, I will be highlighting more on the flight mechanism between a bird and an airplane. What allows natural flyers to fly is their lightweight body frame. There are hollow bones, smooth feathers, as these feathers reduce the forces of weight of the bird as well as the air drag. Secondly, many bones in the birds are fused together, making it rigid, thus providing a firm attachment for powerful flight muscle, where this helps to increase the force of thrust. Lastly, the body and wings on the bird are shaped aerodynamically in a streamlined manner, which enables to generate enough thrust and lift. As for artificial flyers, firstly, they have lightweight and streamlined bodies to make it aerodynamic, thus reducing air drag. Secondly, jet engines on each wings provide thrust to power the plane forward. Thirdly, the wings on an airplane are static but able to generate lift according to the principle of aerodynamics called Bernoulli's law.
Thank you, Dr. Aris. Dr. Aris mainly spoke on the characteristics of a bird that makes it such a powerful flyer, and he also noted the integration of these characteristics in modern day airplanes. Dr. Raphael, would you like to add some more points to this discussion?
Yes, thank you. So, what are the differences between natural and artificial flyers? As we all know, there are two different types of flight: lighter than air flight, and also which is seen in balloons and airships, and also heavier than air flight, which is in birds and planes. Let me preface this by saying I will be talking exclusively about heavier than flight when comparing natural and artificial flyers. So there are four forces that act on the flying body, which are thrust, lift, drag, and weight. For stable flight to occur, these forces must be balanced. Birds have really powerful flight muscles, which are located in the flaps of their wings to create thrust. Planes, however, use jet engines or propellers to create thrust that overcomes the plane's inertia and aerodynamic drag. Okay, so this thrust is created by the birds flapping their wings, and engines on the planes are essential for lift. This lift forces air to move over and under the wing of, let's say, the bird or the plane. Wings on birds and planes are of a basic aerofoil shape, so it goes in that kind of shape when ascending. The top side of the wing is curved, creating a larger wing area and thus a longer pathway for the air to flow. This means that air traveling along the upper surface must move at higher velocity to reach the end of the wing, hence reducing air pressure on top of the wing and creating lift.
If you don't mind me interjecting, a very important part of flying is being able to maneuver when in the air. Could you please explain how these aviators maneuver when in the air?
So basically, to move higher up or lower down, birds usually move their tail up or down to control pitch, whereas planes use the flap on the rear end of the tail on the airplane, called an elevator, to do so. To move left and right, birds twist their horizontal tail either clockwise or the opposite, counterclockwise. And airplanes use their rudders to control the yaw movement of the airplane.
Do you mind if I interrupt?
Yeah, sure.
I would like to add my points. Natural flyers are mostly living organisms, for example, bird, insect, bats, and flying squirrels. All but the above example has light bodies and small. Especially bats has larger area of wing their body. Bats are also capable to flap their wings using their chest muscles and have 4 long fingers as the frame of the wings. An interesting fact is that bats have thumb to clean their ears. Back to the topic, unlike birds, bats can use their fingers to control the direction of their flight more than the birds. Secondly, it's a misconception to think that all birds and bat bone are lighter than the same size of non-flying mammals when the total mass of the body is the same. Another artificial flyer would be the helicopter, as it uses rotors to thrust and lift, allowing it to take off and landing vertically. The main rotors are providing upwards force, and tail rotors are placed on the right side of the tail to provide horizontal push to counteract the top of the main rotor. Secondly, there are paragliders, as they are also a type of artificial flyer. The wing is placed into an airstream pulled by an existing wings by using a forward launching or a reverse launching. The hard part would be landing a paragliding, as you need some techniques and traffic patterns.
Thank you, Dr. Raphael and Dr. Joel, for your input on this topic. We have heard about the interesting characteristics of birds that enable them to fly, the physics of flying in both types of flyers, as well as heard about flight in bats and helicopters. Moving on to the next question. If humans were to fly naturally, what changes would need to be done on the human body? Dr. Aris, being the foremost researcher in biomedical science, I believe you would have an interesting take to this question.
Okay, as mentioned, we were talking about flight mechanism in birds. Thus, for humans to fly naturally, we will need to be more fitting with essential features that enable birds to fly with ease. Firstly, humans must be very lightweight in order to produce lift. Secondly, humans must adapt to have big instead of heavy bony jaw and teeth, but to reduce the weight. Thirdly, humans must make alterations to have lightweight bones, where the bones are basically hollow with air sacs and very thin. Tiny crosses pieces to make the bone stronger, thus reducing the forces of weight. Fourthly, humans are required to have and maintain a streamlined body as it could reduce the drag. Finally, humans need wings in order to perform and produce the force strong enough to lift the human body.
Excuse me, even though I don't support these changes, but for human to fly, must throughout change the bone structure to have something similar like a bird or a bat. The bone do not have to be very light, but the wings must be implant to the human body, must be big enough to create an upward lift overcoming the human weight. Other than that, they must be fit and have an aerodynamic body shape to reduce friction force in the air. In the end, I still prefer to use artificial flyer and like aeroplanes and helicopters.
Well, in my opinion, in order for humans to fly naturally, we would first need to, of course, modify our bone structure and composition. Like Dr. Arya said earlier, our bones need to be lighter. Non-major bones will need to be hollowed out and reinforced with light but strong and durable material. For example, microlattice, which is said to be 100 times lighter than styrofoam but as strong as titanium. Our bone structure will also need to be modified, of course, either by relocating, adding or adapting our bones to accommodate our new muscles for wings.
Thank you, Dr. Raphael, but Can you clarify more on the technique we may use to modify the human body?
Well, the techniques that will be used is using modern reconstructive surgery, including bone fusing and also skin and muscle grafting. We will need to fabricate human wings, of course, before we do this, either from our human arms or on our backs. Our chest and arms, or rather wings now, must also be modified to have enough muscle mass so as to provide the necessary power to overcome drag and the weight of the human. The wings created must have a large enough surface area to displace air to provide an upward thrust. We will also need tails to steer when we're in the air.
This possibility could be achieved using the gene editing tools like CRISPR, which is able to rewrite genetic code with far greater speed and precision. We could use this method to insert DNA from different species, possibly mixing and matching paired animals like birds, choosing favorable and suitable characteristics for flying, making us real-life chameleons.
I beg your pardon, but I need to say something. Assuming we have successfully reached the stage of adaptation, we would also need to rewire our body's nerve system, adding receptors, neurons, grey matter, and even adding to parts of our brain, so that we are able to control our new muscles and limbs.
Thank you again, panelists. To summarize this, there are a lot of changes to the human body to enable natural flight. For the next question for this forum, if a human successfully flies, what issues, either legal, logistical, medical, will we need to address? Dr. Joel, what's your opinion on this?
In my opinion, if a human were able to fly naturally, making one of our natural abilities, it would be difficult to pass a law saying that whether flying should be legal or not. In that case, it would be a question of human rights. Nevertheless, this newfound ability of ours may cause some complicated matters. For example, in terms of privacy, being able to fly, opening doors into various ways of trespassing and breaking in. Having gates and fences around properties will no longer be useful. Last but not least, many forms of transportation will be obsolete. Most humans may find it unnecessary to pay transportation, such as trains and cars, to travel short distance. Instead, they will choose to fly. This should put out many business in transportation industry. To the main question, should a human legally allowed to be fly naturally? In my opinion, yes. Given that all humans are able to fly naturally without help of technology or machinery, this makes flying a basic human ability. Forbidding one from carrying out such an ability is no longer having an disability. It's the same as forbidding human from walking. It would strip away a basic human right. Thank you.
So if humans really manage to take flight, it will make major changes to how our lives function now. First of all, new laws will of course need to be implemented, since it's a new field of study and also a new field of study. We will also need to have laws restricting the speed of human flyers. This will minimize the chances of accidents to occur when flying in the air. Next, there must also be laws restricting how high a human flyer can go. As the higher the altitude, the thinner the air. Without such laws, humans may end up endangering their own lives. International border laws will also need to be adapted to accommodate human flyers, where if the human intends to fly to another country, they will need to inform the country's border patrol, and upon reaching pass through border security. Without doing so, it would be considered trespassing the country, as you'll be entering it illegally. Without such laws put in place, the safety and peace of the country would be challenged by the sudden flood of chaos.
We will also need to build a gathering point for emergencies, like natural disasters and terrorist attacks. As this is important to prevent panic and conflict at such times. Platforms can be built in the skies for people to rest. For example, a public rest stop for long distance breaks in the trip or sports competition. This is also a need for a new traffic law in the sky to maintain the order, which entails a need for a proper police department for flight crimes to calm the possible chaos in public areas.
Also, there are dangers where would be injuries or complete full medical department for flight accident. For example, wing injuries, accident. As a matter of fact, we could also modify houses by building a platform on top of landing bay for flyers, similar for the helicopters.
Thank you for your detailed responses. I'm sure that all the viewers would like to know if one day technology has reached the point of advancement where human flyers are a possibility. Would you suggest that people alter their bodies for such an ability?
I would say no, because it costs a lot of money and development. Of course, development into creating this a new area of studies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I mean, in my opinion, if technology has reached a certain level of advancement in the fields of technology and health, I don't see why not.
For me, I would not support this as it is something something not natural, as it might cause more harm than good. So I don't see why we should do this kind of advancement.
Yeah, so like meaning it is unconventional and probably not suitable, yeah? Yeah, okay. So thank you once again to our three brilliant panelists. Our forum today touched on the different ways natural and artificial aviators create thrust and lift. Next, we discussed on the experimental procedures humans would have to undergo to achieve a body capable of flying. And finally, we spoke about new laws, services and facilities needed if flying humans become a reality. That's the end of today's forum. A huge thank you to our panelists for joining us today. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in. Okay, the end. It's chimeras and it's CRISPR.